with? Hey! The weird girl who was in my last video. Hey guys, it's Gianna and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. So today is a long-awaited video that I've been planning on doing for about 3 years now, and it's the story time of how I almost burnt my entire house down. Let's just take a moment of silence for that. So today is a Friday afternoon, and I've been home since like 1 o'clock because we had finals, and my window's like wide open back there, so you know, my neighbors can all hear me, but since I'm home alone, I decided that I wanted to film a video. So I mentioned this video, or like this story time that I was going to do on my channel for like about 2 years now, and I'm finally getting around to do it. So we're currently in a hoodie and some leggings because we're going to a movie later, and I'm sorry if like the brightness is really off. I just don't really want to go over there, but I kind of like this filming spot. I don't really know. So if you are new here, subscribe to my channel down below to become a part of the Mac Pack. Thank you guys so much for 7K, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, because I'm really about to expose myself and why Christy does not let me cook anymore. But you know, it's fine. We're all about exposure here on giannamaclaine. Speaking of, I'm wearing my merch. You guys should go buy it. Link down in the description. And with all that being said, let's just go right on ahead and hop on into the video. Alright, so this story takes place almost 2 years ago. It was like, I think it was August or September of 2017. And I was I in 8th grade? Yeah, I was in... Whoa. Yeah, I was in 8th grade. Okay, it's a little dark. We're gonna try and fix this the best we can. Oh, did that make it worse or better? I think it made it worse. Okay, so this story takes place almost 2 years ago when I was in 7th grade, and it starts off when Piper and I are walking home from getting off of the bus. So I used to go home every single day after school. Now I have like track and cheer and yay, fun stuff. But being the stupid middle schooler I am, I was like, I want to like make something or do something, because I was often really bored because I had nothing to do. So I was like, hey Piper, I'm going to decide to make donuts, okay? And literally, I kid you not, the first thing she said to me when we were walking home, like right down the street right here, she was like, don't light the kitchen on fire, Gianna. And I was like, I won't, like, didn't even think anything of it. Well, look where we are today. So I get home, I get out my camera, I get out my tripod, and I was like, I'm gonna film this. I deleted all of the clips. Do you want to hang up? So I get home. All right, bye. You're not gonna call me back. Bet $10 she's not. Anyway, so I start filming, and sadly I don't have any of the clips. But when I decided to make these donuts, it was like very, very last minute, like when I was walking home from the bus and I was really bored, like I said earlier. So we didn't really have all of the ingredients, which I'm pretty sure is where the portion of this video or this story went wrong. So I'm like making these donuts, and we didn't have flour. Like we didn't have all-purpose like normal flour that you usually use when you're baking. We had whole wheat flour because we're about that vegan life. Just kidding. Okay, this is like crooked and it's making me mad. So we didn't have flour, which is not good. So I'm using this whole wheat flour, and it's like not really working very well because it's not all-purpose flour, which I'm pretty sure is what the recipe called for. But being my stupid little, I think I was 12. I would have been 13. Being my stupid little 13-year-old self, I didn't really care. So I moved the camera like on the tripod over to like my stove, and my kitchen is set up where my sink is on this side, or my stove is on this. So my kitchen is set up where my stove is on this side and my sink is on this side. So like there's like a hallway down the middle. I don't know. Stove, sink, and then like the dining room's like over here. So just like keep that in mind for like later on in the story. So I bring the tripod over to the stove, and I'm like doing a downward angle like at the stove. And I don't know what I was doing. I'm pretty sure there was like a show on TV or something. Mind you, my sister is in her room on FaceTime or something, or doing homework. I'm not really sure, but I know she was in her room. And so there's like a TV show playing or something. So I put on the stove like a pan, and I never really cooked on the stove before, like even before this happened. I'm not allowed to at all anymore, which, you know, that's why I'm filming this video. But I get out a pan from like underneath the cabinet or whatever, and I put oil on it. Here is the part where this story goes south. So the oil, so I put it on low heat at first because I was like, I'm gonna be smart and like not light anything on fire. So I put it on low, and like a minute or so passed, and I'm not a very patient person at all. I get that from my father. So I get really mad, and so I'm like, okay, you know what? So I turn it all the way up on high heat, and I'm like, now that I look back at this, like, I'm so stupid. Like, why did I do that? So I go and, like, my stove is, like, right here, and then my living room is, like, right here. There's, like, a tiny little wall and a walkway between it. And so I can easily see the stove but watch TV at the same time. So I start watching TV. I don't even remember what I was watching. It wasn't even 2 minutes before I turn back around and it's bubbling, okay? Like, bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. So I pull the camera back away from it, and I see it's, like, bubbling. And right when I go to turn it on off, it literally explodes, okay? And I don't know how nothing happened to me. Like, I'm perfectly fine. Like, I didn't get burned at all. Like, I'm here. I'm safe. I'm living my best life right now. I don't know how I did not get hurt, and I'm so thankful that I didn't, because that would have been so much worse if I did. But it, like, exploded, and there wasn't a lot of grease or, like, oil in the pan, so it, like, went out. But I immediately scream, "Piper, the kitchen's on fire!" And she tells me every time I tell somebody this story, she tells me, and I was thinking, like, is she hurt? Is she okay? Like, Piper, like, that's her first thought, is, like, is Gianna okay? Which, like, is a good, like, move, because, like, it's important if, you know, like, that's the most important thing, you know, is, like, safety. So she comes running in, and, like, I'm not even paying attention to her. I didn't even realize she was here, but I think she was on the phone with somebody. I'm not exactly sure, but I know she came running in with her phone. So she comes in, and I'm, like, standing there, and I had, like, socks on and, like, this black dress. I remember it so vividly. And it starts smoking, like, it was filling up with smoke, okay? And the fire is, like, out by now. But I, like, feel something on my shoulder, and so I, like, turn around, and I see Piper is over there with the sink thing and is, like, spraying it, okay? And when there's a grease fire, you never put water on it. I know that now. You put salt or flour, and I'm pretty sure there's, like, a few other things. But I didn't even know to put salt or flour on it, and luckily it, like, burned itself out. I'm going to insert some photos right here of what it looked like, the aftermath. You can tell it's a grease fire because there's, like, grease and, like, everything all along the side, and then it burnt out the vent hood, so we had to order a new one of those, and, like, it burnt the cabinet, so we had to, like, I'll get to that later. So it starts filling with smoke. I'm like, Piper, we gotta get out of the house, okay? So we immediately get out of the house. I come in I think I had my phone with me. So we get out of the house because we're smart, okay? And the legal age to be home alone in California, at least, I'm not sure if it's, like, the same in other states, is 13. So we're, like, standing out in, like, the courtyard area of my house. And I decide, okay, it's literally so bad. So I call 911, and I'm like, hi, like, yeah, I was cooking and something happened, and, like, the fire's out by now. And I literally remember, I was like, yeah, actually, you don't have to come. I literally told her that. I was like, yeah, I don't think we need you to come. She's like, we're still gonna come just to, like, check it out. So I give her my address and everything, and she's, like, super nice, and I'm super calm because I'm, like, Piper's, like, over there freaking out, like, crying. And at this point, Piper's, like, on the phone with my mom, and she's, like, going crazy, and my mom is at Little Caesars. And she's like, yeah, I'm here getting my pizza. And I was like, you're literally gonna wait for your pizza? And, like, your kids could have just died? Like, okay. She did not wait for her pizza. She came home. So I'm still on the phone with 911, and they're like, yeah, we're on our way. So, like, 2 minutes later, they're like, here, there's, like, 4 fire trucks, okay? Like, a few of them are down the street, and then there's, like, 2 right in front of my house, and, like, the lights and the sirens. And my friend, Maddie, she's been in so many videos. She lives right across the street from me. And I called her, and I was like, bro, did you hear those sirens, like, 30 minutes ago? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, that was my house. And she was like, what? So Piper accidentally hangs up on my mom to call her friend back. So her friend's, like, screaming or whatever, I don't even know. And I'm, like, chilling. I'm like, bro, like, check that off my bucket list. Like, I could care less, you know? I'm just happy I'm safe, you know? So I don't go back in the house because it's, like, filled with smoke. So the firemen come in, they spray, like, this nice stuff on, like, it smells good. Here's another photo of what our ceiling looked like. It literally was black with smoke, okay? Like, so bad to the point where literally the fireman was like, oh my gosh, nice faux ceilings. Like, he said that to my mom. And she's like, those were white before this happened. He's like, really? Like, it was so bad. You can see, like, in the photos. I'm so happy I took photos. So my dad gets called. He works about 45 minutes away from where we live, okay? And he's, like, freaking out because I'm super calm and chill like my mom, and Piper's like my dad and not calm at all. They're panicking. So the firemen are here, and, like, I put my mom on the phone with the fire chief, and, like, all is fine, and my dad's, like, freaking out. So we're all chilling, right? So then my mom gets home, and she comes home, and she made me take photos with the firemen, okay? Here's my picture with the firemen, like, oh my gosh. And So they like clean it up, and then fast forward about 3 months to Christmas. So everything's fine, like I'm not hurt, Piper's not hurt, everything is completely okay, and we're just living our best life again. So in December, my dad's family comes to town, which is my uncle, my aunt, and my cousin, and I'm pretty sure I vlogged it like during Vlogmas. So my uncle is a painter, so he decides that he wants to paint our whole kitchen so that when the people come to inspect our house the next coming year, they don't see like, oh my gosh, what did you do, right? So my Uncle Peter comes and he literally like scrapes all the burnt stuff off of the cabinets. I'm like, my terminology, like ignore it, I have no clue what I'm saying. Sands the cabinets, like repolishes them, like paints the whole entire ceiling, fixes everything up. We get a new Vena hood and all is good. So thank you so much, and shout out to Aunt Shell and Uncle Peter for doing that, because we would not be here today if it wasn't for you. I'm editing this video right now, and I realized that I forgot one of the funniest parts of this story. So there's like my window's like annoying, sorry about that. But on Christmas, I opened my present from my grandpa, and he's like a joker, like he always is printing out jokes for us and just telling us funny stories. So I opened my present, and it's literally a fire extinguisher with like $50 wrapped around it and a Krispy Kreme gift card because I was making donuts. So that's one of the funniest parts, and my family always laughs about it, and they think it's so funny because he's like the biggest jokester of our family, so I thought I'd include that in the story because I think it's hilarious. So that is it for my story. I really hope you guys enjoyed the time that I almost burnt my entire house down. Not clickbait. I can say that it's not clickbait. But my family really gets a kick out of this story, so I decided that I would share it with you guys, and I hope you got a laugh out of it as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below. Follow me on Instagram. Every shameless self-promo that I could say. Buy my merch. Link in the bio. Okay, I'm sorry. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, as I said 40,000 times, and I will see you guys in the next time. I love you all. Bye. Mwah.